Alrighty then. We got everybody in Discord. It looks like some people are still getting into Roll20.
Skill issue. I was in Roll20 before I was in Discord.
You don't
Not
turn
gonna
off your
be
computer.
not gonna be super important. It's just kind of up to y'all in terms of how y'all want to
Y'all are
interact
rolling
with
so
different people here.
I love you guys.
All right, Grallow just rolled the DM roll for the volcanic explosion under y'all's feet.
Oh
You
my
rolled
god.
the
Everyone does.
Super vicious mockery.
All right, is everybody good to go? Does anybody have any questions before we get started?
Can kill, cash, kill.
Kill
Yeah,
what? Cash?
I want to kill more civilians.
Oh my god.
Game. Wait, can we
more
go to
civilians? When did you first kill civilians?
Yeah,
This is the
wait.
first I've heard of this.
Hey, we want to harm
when
strangers?
we were
I'm
at the
a
fortress.
kill on this.
When we were at that little fortress, didn't I kill civilians and shit there? Like
Yeah.
innocent townspeople?
No, it was
No.
like burglars or something, or I forgot what they were, but they were civilians
I want to harm a
that's right.
burglar.
that tried to mug us.
They
Oh.
were corpse robbers. Some goons from Greenest.
I'm gonna pull out one of their ribs and stick it in their eye.
I think you did kill 2 of those, or maybe
What a
just
gangster.
one. Regardless,
I love kill cash here.
quick summaries. I'm just gonna go through it fast because I think we all kind of know what's been going on. If you've been following, particularly in the D&D announcements, sort of, or campaign events, as the channel now, kind of seeing what's been going on. We had 2 groups previously that set out from Greenest down here. One group went to the Wood of Sharp Teeth to investigate the Ranger in Black and ran into Niska, the werewolf, and also the Guardian of the Forest.
Oh, boy.
Oh, what was his name again? Suerde. From there, they actually traveled into the Feywilds, where they ran into a city that's essentially run by way creatures called the Brokenstone Vale, and specifically the city they were in was Shatterstone. They were returned through a portal, thanks to Victor Mazan, the leader of that town, and arrived in Greenest probably about a day or so before the hatchery group returns. The hatchery group, on the other hand, was following sort of the wagons out of Greenest that the raiders had sort of sacked and taken the treasure out of. They followed those tracks until they arrived at a carnival out east of Greenest, sort of in this general area, where eventually they participated in a tournament only to find out that this whole carnival was essentially run by the cultist organization as a front and is just sort of a celebration for the hatchery that was hidden in the caves behind the carnival. Upon entering there, they faced off against a couple higher ranking members of the cult who they survived, but barely, barely survived the encounters with. Managed to get out of there, rescued Leosin Erlantharr, a member of Skag who had originally summoned them to Greenest, as well as 2 black dragon eggs. The one was destroyed by Void in the fighting. So upon leaving there, y'all returned with both Leosin as well as what was his name? What was Groomsh's cousin's name?
Fogrub?
TLC? Yeah, Fogrub. That's right, Fogrub McCoy. Y'all returned with him and Leosin to Greenest. Y'all had to essentially take a little bit of a slow way back. That's probably why y'all are about a day or 2 behind the other group, because y'all would have had to drag the dragon eggs along with you in a cart. Any questions?
What kind of environment do we need for our eggs?
Right between your legs, dragon boy.
Something like the cave.
Yeah, you would assume it would, if the hatchery was able to hatch them, then you would need some sort of similar environment to that.
Dark, dank, moist, right between your legs, dragon boy.
Any other questions?
Not that I can think of.
All right, then I'm gonna sort of address this to the hatchery group at first, since y'all are a little bit behind the other ones. Y'all are gonna return to Greenest, and as y'all are approaching the city, you come over the last hill and you see 2 figures sort of standing by the gates of Greenest. One you recognize to be Governor Nighthill, and the other is Groomsh leaning on leaning on a, why am I forgetting the word of this? On a crutch, since he had lost a leg earlier. He seems to look healthy and fine, but obviously not exactly in the best fighting condition. As y'all approach, Governor Nighthill welcomes you and tells you that the other group has arrived the evening prior. They've been resting, and they're excited to see you back doing well, though admittedly he does eye the dragon eggs behind y'all with a fair bit of suspicion. He welcomes y'all back to Greenest. He directs y'all back to the keep, if you recall. I can flash y'all the map real quick. This was the town of Greenest. So y'all are coming in from the eastern side over here along the main road. And y'all will make your way back to the keep in one, where essentially the governor has invited you back to enjoy a fine meal, get a sense of your surroundings, and he'd also like to hear a report on everything that it is that y'all have found. So
Oh,
with that,
geez.
what all is it y'all would like to share? Both groups here now, that y'all are all back in the keep together. What do you tell each other? What do you tell Governor Nighthill? Is there anything that y'all keep secret?
East?
Egg.
I thought you said west.
No, I'll just relay everything that we followed the tracks.
I relay
Towards-
everything perfectly,
Yeah,
DM.
towards this festival, and it turned out to be a raiders camp in disguise.
Who would have thunk?
And within the camp, there was actually a cave, and this cave turned out to be the hatchery. And we managed to bring back 2 of the eggs, and we found Leosin as well, who was in there.
Did you beat him up?
No, we saved him, and we also managed to kill 2 of their champions, Frulam and Longadrosa.
Oh, okay, nice.
Really,
Very proud of you.
y'all were able to beat that giant blue lizard
Yes,
that y'all had fought earlier. He
very
seemed quite the
powerful.
foe.
He did fry our
He
little
was
pal
about
Grallow
mine.
here, but we did manage to get through.
Wait, why do you have dragon eggs? What are you planning on doing with those? I thought we were fighting dragons and dragon-loving people.
Is this Olgierd talking to the rest of the group?
Yeah, I see these people, and with dragon eggs. Why do you want those?
I'm gonna raise it.
Well, I personally can't kill something that hasn't done anything that deserves to be killed yet.
Well, I hope you're a great father.
Thank
Kill
you.
Does
Cash.
anyone know what horn is?
Huh?
Y'all sacrifice Thorn and get back or something?
Who's what?
It's Void's character. Where is he? I guess.
We'll say Thorn, after destroying the egg and getting in a fight with y'all, decided to go his own separate way for the time being.
Fuck this shit. I need to decompress.
Yeah, he had a tantrum and left.
We'll say he went rather than returning east to Greenest, he went west, or excuse me, west to Greenest. He went east to this city of Raybor.
You never trust those robot guys to be consistent.
He couldn't understand why we want to keep the eggs.
I can't understand why he wants to be metal. Maybe he didn't make that choice, though. I don't know. He's the only robot person I've ever seen.
Leosin also turns to the governor and assures him that he doesn't think it's necessarily a wrong decision to keep the eggs. He said they could be used for science, for research purposes.
For
They could
dragon omelet.
they could even be traded potentially to the dragons, their parents, should they make
eaten.
contact in exchange for essentially staying out of any future attacks.
You guys are basically dragon CPS.
Yes. I give you my word, Leosin. If anything were to go wrong, I will personally handle the situation.
He gives you a little nod and says, I appreciate your concern. My fear being that were the cult to reobtain these eggs, that the 2 more dragons is something that not a single individual could take account for.
Y'all really playing with fire, huh?
One of these eggs, too, is slightly damaged, if that changes anything.
Oh, no. Oh no, it's stupid.
He shakes his head. He says, "Honestly, I saw that. I don't know what the effect of that will be. There's actually very little known about dragon eggs and dragon um, growth and life cycles."
Hmm. We got a good little experiment going. One damaged and one not.
Um, that one dragon egg. The governor, hearing all this, sort of nods along, and the castle keeper as well is there to listen, and he asks, "So, Leosin, what do you think? Will the dragon or will the cult come back? Will we be at risk of attack?" Um, Leosin thinks for a moment. He points out to some notes that he found in Frulam's chamber in the dragon hatchery. He says, "No, I don't think so. I think their objectives were mostly to sort of sack the surrounding area, gather its resources, as well as to capture me after I had infiltrated as a member of the cult. As far as they know, they've achieved both of those objectives, and it seems they've moved on from the region." Satisfied with that, the governor turns to all of y'all and profusely thanks you all and heralds your courage and your might for agreeing to help them in their time of need. And as promised, gives each of y'all 250 gold pieces.
Woo, I'm
Woo!
rich.
Oh, this is more than I've ever had.
I got it up here.
That for each of us?
Yeah, every one of you gets 250 gold.
That's some cool.
What about Thorn's
Ah.
gold? Did he get his share?
I'm
Since
thankful.
Thorn didn't come, no, he won't get any gold.
Boo.
I do believe y'all shared some of the wealth from the gems with him though, right?
Yeah,
I
we
think y'all
did.
split
Yeah.
that 4 ways.
250 gold.
Alrighty.
That's
With
sick.
that, he sort of he's given out his gold. He's achieved his objective. He looks to you all and says, "Well, if there's no pressing danger here, I'm sure there are other things that you'll need to get to. Please feel free to stay here for the night. Eat your fill. We have some stores of ale if you'd like to drink and celebrate.
Sign me up, bro.
We appreciate your help. You're welcome to stay, of course, but I imagine y'all will need to leave." And with that, he leaves. Before y'all can get too deep into your cups or make way to bed, Leosin calls you over and says, "We should talk about our next move." He says, "First off, let me make my recommendations and then get y'all's thoughts on that." He sort of clears a space on the table in front of you and lays out a map that y'all had not seen. This is not a map of the hatchery, but actually a map of the Sword Coast, like what you're seeing here.
Mm.
He says, "I found this in Frulam's chamber. It seems to indicate at least some of their plans with the treasure they've gathered." Let me see if I can do. Yeah, we'll just do some freehand. On the map he shows in front of you, you can see a line directly from the camp y'all were in before, and it sort of has a line following this road to Baragost in the north, up to Baldur's Gate, where it's then circled. And then there's another line taking them up the coastway, through Dragonspear, up the Tradeway, to the city of Waterdeep. And there's sort of a arrow going this way. He says, "Given this, I can't say for sure where they're going, whether Waterdeep is the final destination or sort of a stop along the way. But it seems they'll be making their way up the coastway to Baldur's Gate before making their way finally to Waterdeep. I think our best move would be to try to intercept these caravans and join them. While they do have a start on us, they're probably about 2 days ahead of us at this point. They all will be traveling with heavy packs, heavy loads, and we would be likely to be able to intercept them. My course of action," he takes out a feather pen and draws instead, "is that we make our way north. I have a contact and an ally in Elturel. We go via horseback to here. and then we take the I didn't know how to pronounce this, the Ontharr River, which will save us some due time over to Baldur's Gate. That should allow us to get to Baldur's Gate before the caravan arrives and be able to seek out a way to essentially join those caravans, either as protection or to pretend to be merchants, one way or another.
That's a great idea.
What do y'all think?
We ride at dawn.
I think riding the horses sounds better than running.
He says, I know we just talked about the eggs, but we'll have to make a decision now on those. Should we ride north, we'll need to take horseback to be able to arrive in time.
Think
We won't be able to take the eggs with us.
I think we should make some dragon omelets for the road.
No.
We can arrange to have the dragon eggs sent behind us. We can assign some security to them. He looks over to Groomsh and asks, do you think you'd be able to contact Skag and get an assignment of guards to guard the dragon eggs and escort them to Elturel? Groomsh rubs his chin for a little bit before saying,
I will pay you gold.
we could get some folks out from Baragost to come out this way. He says the choice is up to y'all. We can destroy them now. We can have them arrive behind us, or we can take the risk and move slowly along with them. But should we do so, we may not ever be able to find the cultists again.
Bring them with us. The second option.
Muffin, you're suggesting Skag people escort them behind y'all while y'all set off on horseback?
I fought hard for these eggs. I want to nurture them.
A lot of value in keeping the eggs safe. Always use them for future opportunities, like mentioned prior.
Like if we get hungry down the road.
No, I will kill you.
But it is best we make our way there as soon as possible. We'll just have to trust that they keep the eggs safe.
Trust? Okay. I don't know these guys.
I put my full trust in Groomsh.
Wow. Okay.
Same.
I don't know.
All right. In that case, if there are no other thoughts, then we'll make our way out on horseback in the morning. I'll take care of arranging the horses and the pay for all that. Just make sure everybody gets some good sleep, and we'll head out in the morning.
Hell yeah.
Are we I take we're long resting or some shit, or is it just?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely getting a long rest in.
Sleep is definitely a task I'm capable of.
As y'all are celebrating, eventually, of course, I'm going to forget his name again. Kilcash's cousin.
Oh, Fogrob?
Cousin Cash.
Fogrob and Kilcash have a lovely little reunion, and Fogrob plays some songs for everybody. It's been decided that Groomsh is going to stay behind to wait for the Skag members to get to Greenest, and then he will ride with the dragon eggs north to Elturel. Fogrob, on the other hand, is actually going to join y'all and head on to Elturel with you all. He says essentially that Greenest, as nice of a city as it is, doesn't really have much for in the way of an entertainer, and he'd like to help out as much as he can for the time being.
Oh my god. It's an honor to have you, Fogrob. We love you.
All right. Everybody going to sleep?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
All right. In that case, we are going to walk to another city. We're going to go to Baldur's Gate for a moment.
Hell yeah.
A flit of a shadow, the echoes of footsteps, hushed whispers. You've explored the back alleys of the lower city many a time, and even been chased through them on occasion. But this time is different. You can taste the pang of fear on your tongue, or is that blood? Is it your blood? Hard to say given what you were just forced to do, but no time to think about that. They're coming. Jay, roll me a d20.
Did that pop up?
Yeah, it
Two.
rolled 2, but we'll just take the first one. 14. Okay, so you are about 14 seconds ahead of your pursuers. You're running through the alleyways. You can hear them coming up behind you. They seem to be following your footsteps, the sound of you, but they are a little bit of a distance behind you. When you look around through the alleyway around you, there's a number of different ways you can take. There's a stack of boxes that you might be able to hop onto a nearby roof for. There's some barrels you could potentially hide behind, or some shadows that you could sneak into. How are you going to get away from these pursuers?
I'm going to sneak into the shadows.
Okay. Can you roll me a stealth check? Oof,
Oh no.
that one. Um,
Ooh.
as you sort of move into one of the shadows nearby, you hear the footsteps getting closer. You wait for about 5 seconds, and then someone comes around the corner with a lamp and says, "Cut out all the racket here. What are you doing?" As they open a door right next to you and shine a light right above where you're standing. They're about 5 seconds away now. What do you do?
Is this guy able to perfectly see me?
They can't. The person next to you can. That just opened a door, telling you to shut the heck up. Um, your pursuers haven't come around the corner yet.
I'm going to put my hand over his mouth and go through his door and shut the door.
Okay. Roll me a strength check. Okay, you're able to push him aside, but you're not able to close the door as well. So you can kind of hear them coming around the corner. The door's still open, but you do have him muffled for the time being. What's your next plan of action?
I'm going to persuade him to keep quiet and lead the pursuers further down the alley.
You're going to try to convince him
I'm
to
going
lead
to
the
try and
pursuers down?
convince him that I'm going to say there's some people chasing me. Can you lead them further down the alley?
Okay. Um, make me a persuasion check. Okay. He meekly nods his head yes, indicating that, hey, you're gonna have to let go of me to for me to be able to run down the alley.
Yep.
Okay, you let go of him.
Yep.
He immediately runs out into the alley and says, "She's here! She's here!"
Of course he is.
You're able to bolt out the door behind him just as
Help
the pursuers
me!
come around the corner.
Yeah.
What's your next step?
Keep running. Go to a place that has more people.
Okay, you're running. You're running.
I'm running.
Roll me a let's do an acrobatics check.
You trip on your shoelace.
Amazing. As you're running through these crowded back alleys, there's stacks of boxes and all kinds of things to the side, and you're able to nimbly navigate your way through it. Even able to knock some over behind you to sort of stop your pursuers. As you round one corner, you're finally almost out of the alleys that you're so familiar with. Um, Before behind you, you hear a thump, and then a scream, and then silence. What do you do next?
It's like Assassin's Creed with a touch of comedy thrown in.
I don't look back.
You keep going.
I keep going. I don't look back.
Couldn't care less.
All right.
Oh. When you're on the streets, your life, you care more about your life.
In that case, you continue to make your way out of the back alleys. You finally arrived at one of the main streets of the lower city. While by no means the safest place in Baldur's Gate, you're at least not at risk of open assassination out here
Perfect.
on the street.
Before I make my way onto the main road, so just leaving the alley into the main road, I'd like to cast disguise self
Okay.
with my hat.
Yep. Would you like to tell everybody what your hat does, or post it in chat so people can see what it does?
Yeah. Actually, kind of have to look this up again. I can cast disguise self with my hat.
It's a
And it
sick
lasts an
hat.
hour.
Can anyone do that with the hat?
Yep.
I might need to borrow that next time I need to pretend to be a cultist.
There.
So it's definitely geared towards out of combat stuff, but it is a fun little thing.
Yeah, it's really fun.
So as you take the couple of seconds to cast this spell, which it takes one action, so it takes um, about 6-ish seconds to accomplish. You walk out into the main street and you get about a block away before a little shadow jumps down in front of you. And you see a little gnome with 2 sheathed daggers and a little splotch of blood on her face jump down in front of you and go, "Well, hello there.
I'm a little startled. I back up a little bit and I just like, hello, and you are?
The name's Jamna.
And what are
see,
you
uh
doing here?
I see you've decided to go with a bit of a disguise, eh?"
Don't know what you're talking about, miss.
She says, "Really, you could do a bit better. At the seams, I can see the magic spreading a bit, but not bad."
I take the disguise off.
She looks up at you and says, "You know, you've made quite the name for yourself around these parts, Jay, or names rather. Didn't think you were the type to get mixed up with these lovely folk, though."
Wasn't my plan.
She says, "Things never seem to go as planned, do they?
No, they don't.
Well, I hope I've helped you out at least somewhat here. I've been meaning to approach you for a while, but didn't expect things to turn out this way tonight."
No, I wasn't either.
And she said, "Oh, excuse me, excuse
She yawns in front of me.
me." um, she says, "Oh, where are my manners? I've deigned to give you my name, but not the organization from which I'm from." She says, "I'm a member of the Zhentarim. I'm sure you're familiar with us, yes?"
Side note, am I familiar with this?
Indeed, as a thief, you would certainly have heard of this. Let me put it in everybody's journal. So this is just some general info on the Zhentarim, otherwise known as the Black Network. They're essentially a band of mercenaries, thieves, assassins, malevolent wizards,
My
uh,
home.
who essentially act oftentimes out of self-interest, but act as a sort of cabal, oftentimes just looking sort of to make money through really any means necessary, willing to commit evil acts. They've participated in the slave trade before, but ultimately, while they don't necessarily seek power, they seek sort of the freedom and liberty to be able to act as they wish.
Oh, okay.
Um, so, having said that, she says we've been keeping an eye on you for some time. As I said, you've made quite the name for yourself. Um, we'd like you to offer to allow you to join our group, but we wouldn't expect an answer right now, given what happened tonight. Might I suggest leaving the city for a time?"
Was my plan to leave, but what's in it for me for joining?
Well, we all of us offer most or work mostly independently, but you will gain access to a large information network as well as a number of partners who, given the right price, will intervene on your behalf with no questions asked.
And what would be required of me?
Only that you do the same.
Okay. I'm
You're free
going
to
to.
operate as you will, but on occasion, we will ask you for a variety of information or tasks to accomplish, but you will be paid well for it.
I'm going to assume you have a way out.
Indeed. But it seems these were the only people pursuing you for the moment. But I wouldn't take your time with it. Word is that there's a bigwig from the cult coming into town soon, and you'd be better gone by the time she arrives, as security will be heightened. For
I'm
now, you should be fine.
all right. Lead the way. I'll still think about the answer.
Very well. She sends you off to the eastern gate outside of Baldur's Gate and says, I would just follow the river up this way. There's the city of Elturel, not too far east from here. I would operate there for a time, and then should you wish to rejoin us, you'll find members and representatives, and she gives you a coin with a little symbol on it that you recognize as the Zhentarim sort of thing that I just shared with you. Um, uh, any merchant in an Undercity should be able to recognize this sign and be able to point you in the right direction, whether that be Baldur's Gate, Candlekeep, Waterdeep, any of the major cities on the Swords Coast. You'll be able to contact somebody.
I'm going to leave some money with you. I'm assuming you already know my background and who I take care of.
Indeed.
I want them taken care of while I'm gone.
She looks at you for a moment and shakes her head, and she says, "And what makes you think they haven't been taken care of already?" And she doesn't mean that with any malice, like in the same way that you take care of them.
Very well done.
Haven't you ever wondered why the guards haven't caught on to y'all's silly schemes in the past, even when you were just starting?
That
We
was
like to keep a thriving environment for young thieves around here.
good to know. Good to know.
She says, should you wish for some extra accommodations for those you were close with, a 50 gold should do the trick to make sure that they're well fed and housed for the time.
I give her the 50 gold.
Okay. No need to take that out of the starting amount I gave you. We'll say that already happened.
Okay.
Cool. Very generous offer, though. With that, do you take her advice and start heading east out of Baldur's Gate?
Yeah.
Amazing. All right. With that out of the way, we are going to go back to our group in Greenest. It's now the morning after. Y'all have all had a good night's sleep. Are y'all ready to head up the road?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Awesome.
Yes.
Leosin is already waiting for you by the gates out of town, and Governor Nighthill is there as well to see you off. And with one final word, he waves y'all goodbye as y'all leave, with Fogrub, Groomsh, and Governor Nighthill staying behind. It's going to be about a 6-day ride up to Elturel. In the meantime, is there anything, I know similar when we've traveled before, had some time off, y'all have opportunities to focus on some little hobbies or anything like that? Is there anything in particular as y'all are traveling north you'd like to take a look at?
Merchant
Anything else?
shops to buy weapons and such.
There are no major cities on the road. In fact, Greenest would have been larger than, for example, Burdusk, and that you're traveling nearby. Elturel will be your best shot for that, as it's sort of the capital of its region.
I will wait for that.
Anybody else?
Hobbies. What do I want to do? I don't know. Sharpen my blades is all I spend my downtime doing.
Oh,
Okay.
speaking of which,
Give me
Bob,
sorry, real quick. Give me a. Let's do. Let me look at the skill list. Let's just do a sleight of hand check for you, Hog.
Okay. I only get +1 on that. I suck.
Okay. if we can remember this, going into your next battle, on your first attack, you'll have disadvantage.
Fuck.
Anybody else?
It's like you lose your weapons.
You break your sword.
You have
there any-
nothing. If we
is there
remember
a-
going into the
like-
next battle, you punch.
Is there a good sized tree nearby? I need to carve my totem.
I scratch my back on the
Oh, sure.
tree.
Yeah, as you're heading north, you can see that the reaching woods are like right off the road to your
Yep.
east. There'll easily be some forested or some like tree heavy areas of the road where you're welcome to snap off a good looking branch or a log to make into your totem.
Perfect. That's all I need for
Cool.
now.
What
Well,
do
this
you
is
know
my
what
first
totem you're
time.
making? It's a
This is my
bear, right?
First
Yeah,
time
bear.
hearing this.
Okay.
I want to watch what the hell he's doing.
Yeah, Muffin,
No.
why don't you give me a sleight of hand check with advantage?
Uh, 10. 13.
13. All right. For your first time ever doing woodworking, it's actually quite well done. It's by no means a masterpiece, but very identifiable as a bear, and if you wanted to, could sell for a good price.
No.
What kind of totem did you make? Is it like a handheld thing? Is it a necklace? Is it part of a bracelet?
We'll make it a necklace.
Okay. I'll go ahead and say that Leosin had a spare sort of iron chain that he's willing to hand over that you can use as the necklace portion that you can then attach the piece of wood onto.
I thank him for the offering.
Of course. On the fifth night, y'all are now getting into the region near Elturel. As night passes over, you can actually see that there seems to be an extremely bright light in the distance, but you're still too far away to be able to notice what it is.
Bright light. Wait, so we're camping out? You said it's the 5th night?
Yep.
And it's which way?
To your west now, because y'all would be up here.
Okay.
Okay, so we're probably seeing that little circle right there, huh?
Do y'all want to ask about it, or
Am I allowed to got up towards it, check it out, and then if anything, I can come back and relate to the group?
it's sort of over the horizon? It still seems too far away to see anything.
I guess I'd be like, yeah, you guys think that's like that next town? A little west of us? Between us and Baldur's?
Baldur's Gate.
Leosin looks to y'all and he says, "Ah, yes, the Star of Elturel. Have y'all not heard of it?
Mm-mm.
No.
Never have.
There's an incredibly bright light, essentially a miniature sun, you could say, over Elturel, that wards away undead and sort of spreads light across the city. It's one of the many wonders of the Swords Coast."
Yo, you think that repelled Metal Man?
Is
He
he
wasn't
actually
alive,
undead?
was he? I don't know what the hell he was. Yeah.
Sure enough, if there are no other questions, as you'll proceed on your sixth day, once Elturel comes into view, and even before that, you do in fact see this massive ball of light high in the sky above, where you can only assume Elturel is standing.
So is it always like daytime there?
Not full on day; it's sort of a soft light. But even at night, the streets, particularly as you get towards the center of town, are well lit.
It's like the moon.
Nice.
Awesome. As y'all arrive in the city, Leosin sort of, as he puts up the horses in the stable and he guides y'all into town, he says, Feel free to make your way around the town as you'd like. He gives you some brief directions, though, to a tavern towards the center of town, where he says, "That's where I'll be heading. That's where my associate, our partner, is. His name is
Uh-huh.
Ontharr Frume. You're welcome to ask about him before you get there. I think y'all will like him. But we'd like to sort of talk to you about some proposals as to what should be going next. But please take your time, as I'd like some time alone with him to sort of discuss what we found so far."
Alrighty. Would there be any location where I could purchase health potions? Because I'm pretty sure I got one health potion, and I got gold, lots of gold.
As
Yeah,
as
same.
you as y'all both ask around to the merchants nearby, uh, they point you in the direction of an alchemist who can provide you a number of different types of potions or elixirs.
Deal.
So,
Let's go.
Awesome.
yeah, let's see
For that kind
what's
of stuff, just tell
got
me.
cooking.
Look up, just ask what, or just DM me what kind of things y'all would like to buy. I'll tell y'all how much it costs per, and we can sort that out offline.
Gotcha.
How much gold do the most of y'all have?
I don't know what I had.
From the cave, and then the gold you gave me, and the others, I got 715.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Okay.
I
So that group has
had
715. The forest group, I think, only has the 250.
yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know of any other money.
Okay.
Broke.
What are you talking about?
So
Is there any weapon
people,
shop?
I don't know that y'all are going to be able to get anything super fancy with 250 or even 715. But if y'all have ideas, let me know and I can look them up.
I will give them a loan with interest.
Alrighty.
I will give him a loan. I
Any-
don't hit you right now.
So now definitely is the chance, though, while y'all are in Elturel. It is a major city, though Baldur's Gate will be even larger city. It's more of like I was gonna reference two cities on the East Coast, but that probably wouldn't make sense. Elturel is probably more of like let's say like a Richmond, Virginia, like, capital city, pretty large. Baldur's Gate is
Yeah.
more like a Washington D.C., which is like one of the major cities of the region.
Yeah, it sounds like Jay's hanging out in Section 8.
Yeah, for real. All right. So y'all make your way. You're able to shop freely and whatnot. Are y'all gonna eventually make your way to the tavern, or what's y'all's plan?
Yeah. If we're gonna just,
Yeah,
if
I'll
I'm
go
gonna
where Buddy
DM
said
you
we should
about
be at. Yeah.
the stuff, then yeah, I'll just head that way. I'll DM you later.
Okay. As y'all make your way to the tavern, you open it up, and it's quite busy with a number of people, all seemingly in armor. Actually, it seems to be quite a mix in here of various different soldiers, mercenaries, and other tough-looking folk. One in the corner who seems to be the loudest, and you see is sitting next to Leosin, is this dwarf here. Where did he go? You assume this to be the man that oh wait, I've got to give y'all access to him or y'all can't see it.
I know dwarf language, just so y'all know.
You assume this to be the man that Leosin referred to, Ontharr Frume, and he seems to be deep into his cups and just bellowing.
Bro. Hell yeah.
Jolly dwarf.
This
Hell
little
yeah.
pipsqueak's a mercenary.
Hmm?
I said this little pipsqueak's a mercenary.
No, from his garb and the sort of religious symbols on his armor, you would actually assume that this is a paladin.
I didn't have anything pop up. What character is he? I'll click on it.
Ontharr Frume. Is he showing now?
Oh, it just popped up for me. Okay, yep.
There you go.
It was just behind.
All right, y'all are in the tavern. What would y'all like to do?
I want to drink beer.
Yeah. I think I'll grab a pint. I think I'll sit next to Ontharr. He looks like he's got cool shit going on. Yo, wait, so if he's a dwarf, is that big ass looking sword actually small?
Yeah, kind of.
That's funny.
It's still probably longer than a one-handed sword for a human, but
Yeah.
not quite the length of a two-handed weapon like our
Like
dragonborns are wielding.
Squeeb would be wielding, yeah.
Yeah. Leosin sees y'all
Alright.
come in and sort of waves y'all over, and he says, "My friends, as I said, here is Ontharr here. He's already seemed to get off to a good start, but I've filled him in on most of what happened." And Ontharr says, enough of that, enough of that. Who'll arm wrestle me?
I'm game to
Me.
game.
I'm on.
A challenge, a challenge. I love it. I love it.
His
He'll,
little
I want to
he'll
go
testicles are like
first.
nuts.
I want him when he's fresh, Kill Cash.
Don't
Too
embarrass him.
bad.
he says, I've got an even better idea. How about y'all compete to see who can go up against me?
That's what I was gonna
Yeah.
suggest.
All right. In that case, y'all make 2 contested strength rolls. So that's
Alrighty.
just a d20 plus your strength modifier. Whoever gets higher wins.
I just clicked
He says,
strength.
Ooh,
best out of 3.
Ooh, 21
21.
tied.
21.
All right. So y'all are stuck at a stalemate. So roll again to see who wins the first round.
Alrighty, I'm going again.
17.
Ah, you barely
Oh.
got me.
All right. Killcash just barely squeezes out and
Ah, you
slams.
dug his dragon nails in my hand, you bastard.
First round to the Dragonborn. Round 2.
Alright.
All right. Once more.
Hang on. 23.
Uh-oh.
That was a good one.
Pug, you gonna roll again?
Oh, wait. Oh, I thought Kill Cash was going for.
That was best of 3.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Fuck.
You lose.
All right, Killcash. This time, you must have been tired out from the previous bout. Killcash
Yeah.
slams your arm against the table pretty easily this time. He says, "Good. I've always wanted to arm wrestle a Dragonborn. Come here, you big lout."
Excuse me.
Excuse me? Oh, shit. Excuse me.
All right, best of 3 again.
Like me against midget boy.
Yep. He got
She's gonna
a
pick
18.
him up.
I can't hear. Sorry, what?
He got an 18.
I lost that one.
Okay. With his small arms, perhaps he has the advantage of leverage, and he's easily able to slam your arm into the table. And he says, "Oh, I'm not tired, are you?" Another
I'm
one.
about to back you.
This
Damn,
time,
wait.
Nat 20.
yeah, he only got a 12 this time. So this time, you actually slam his arm so hard into the table, and perhaps because he's deep into his cups, he does a little roll out of his chair onto the ground.
This is what you get for talking shit.
Onthar's Rigby in that gift.
Yeah, he gets up and he sort of dusts himself off. He says, I love a challenge," and he sits back down, and he seems to begin to glow with a dull radiance.
Again?
He glows dull.
Nah.
Yeah, he actually uses a spell to enhance his strength and gets a 17.
Pussy.
So I just use the means at my disposal, eh? Don't be sour. He says, "Here, have a drink on me," and he waves somebody over to bring you a fresh pint of ale, and
I want a keg.
and one for the other fighter as well. And he looks over to
Nice.
Olgir and he says, "You'll have one as well."
Of course. Sign me up.
And y'all are both welcome to drink on the house for the
Fucking
rest of the time.
sad putting the fucking professional arm wrestler and just saying Kill Cash. Oh, man.
All right. Meanwhile, as this arm wrestling match is going across the room,
Uh-huh.
a stranger to everyone in the room is sitting in the opposite side of the corner with a bit of magic, again, still at the seams of their disguise, still perhaps new to the spell. Jay, what are you doing as you observe this whole scene?
Bunch of idiots mucking
Quietly drinking my drink. I'm looking at
around.
yeah.
Hey, Kill Cash, I bet I can chug my drink faster than you.
I like to savor my beer.
Ah, okay.
Starting to think some of them have
Um,
more bronze than brains.
Oh, they for
What's
sure
the
do.
rate?
They for sure do.
-1 intelligence, -1 wisdom, baby.
Um, as y'all continue to get into your drinks, we'll say to Sarah, Grallow, and Squeeb, is there anything in particular y'all are looking to do?
I'd like
Hey,
to
little
invite
man.
everyone around.
Drink with me, little man. Grallow.
In the meantime, Fogrob has gotten up on stage and has started doing a performance.
Oh, God.
Awesome.
Oh, I cheer him
Bro,
on.
this shit's awesome. Let's go.
Skeleton, do you see Grallow's trying to get everybody to join him at a table or something?
I guess I'll just buy everyone a beer though.
I'll show up if you
Okay,
pay.
Nice. How do y'all react to Grallow buying y'all all another round?
I'd say,
I'll take it.
hell yeah. Grallow's my homie. I came in with this guy. Homie, what? That's not the correct word.
Very generous, Grallow.
Hell yeah. Grallow, I owe you one at the next town we stop at.
Thank you, thank you.
All right. As Fogrob gets about halfway into his performance and Ontharr is who knows into how many cups, he jumps up there with him and starts to sing. He goes, "Come on, everybody, sing, sing! Everybody knows it."
Oh yeah, do we know it?
He does in fact sing a very common sort of
Yeah.
tavern song
I'll
that
sing
just about
along.
anybody would know if anybody wants to join along.
I'm joining along.
Anybody else?
I'm not much for singing.
I just have a stack of alcohol at my table.
What would you
Just a
do with a
stack.
drunken
I
sailor?
am a heavy
What would
drinker,
you
and
do
I
with a
could keep my
drunken
alcohol.
sailor?
Give me a concentration saving throw. So a constitution
A
saving throw.
stack? You gonna share?
Me?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Despite the number of drinks you've had, you're still able to maintain your spell pretty flawlessly.
Oh, okay. It's my spell.
Okay, Hog, give me a performance check.
Oh god, I'm gonna fuck this up. I've rolled ass all day. Fuck!
You are only outshone by what? I'm having a tough time with names today. By Ontharr, who is singing even more poorly than you. But
Oh,
y'all are both having a blast, singing incredibly poorly.
hell yeah.
As many of the other patrons seem to like make their way away from the stage to avoid the rancor that's going on there.
They just don't know how to have fun.
Everett, you sound like an alley cat.
Mm.
Meanwhile, Ontharr turns to Squeeb and he says, "You'll have a rematch, won't you?" Not realizing that he's just in his
Talking
cup
to a
talking to
different
the other
dragon.
black dragonborn. He says,
They all look the same.
how about a scrap? How about a scrap outside? First to tap loses.
I'm gonna slap Squeeb on the shoulder. I'm like, do it! Do it! You got him! He's 3 feet tall, come on!
Look, if you beat cultists, then I want to challenge you. Jay, your ears kind of perk up at the mention of cultists and the sound that it seems this group of drunkards essentially seems to have gone up against them once or twice.
I killed a few of those bastards too.
If I know, like, Fograb or the dwarf guy, if I knew them at all.
You don't know Fograb because he had been before he arrived at the carnival that they were out. He was actually out at Easting, so he would have been well far away from you. In the days prior, you got here a few days before this other group. You've been doing research and whatnot to essentially know the different factions in the city. You know that our friend Ontharr here is actually the leader of a local group of paladins and quite a respected member of the community. Despite his behavior, he is a leader of men.
Okay. All right.
All right, so who's scrapping?
I'm game to game. Who's going outside?
Go with you.
Ontharr is essentially like grabbing Squeeb by the arm at this point, like leading him outside to fight.
I'll
I'm
watch
not-
as well.
He leads you out behind the bar where surprisingly there's an armory and a training yard. You now realize that this might not just be a tavern, but this might be sort of like the headquarters of these people. And maybe they
Hell
just
yeah.
really enjoy drinking. There's actually a number of training weapons to the side as well, or he offers that he'll just go fisticuffs with you if you prefer.
You decide. Good old Everick over there.
He takes his gauntlets off and goes, "I'm always down for fisticuffs."
I want to see you go hand to hand with this dragon feller here.
All right, hand-to-hand combat.
All right, so we'll just take turns doing attack rolls.
And keep it fair, no magic.
But I have magic at my disposal. Why wouldn't I use it?
That is not good fisticuffs.
He's got magic hands.
He rolled a 19, so I assume that's gonna hit.
On armor.
We'll say first to 10 damage wins.
Okay.
How about that? He got a 1 on his damage, so that's gonna deal 5 damage. Yeah.
How much is it for hands?
We'll say 15 because y'all both have +4 modifiers now. I think it's just 1d4.
Just 1d4, no modifier.
No, plus your strength modifier.
Oh.
So he did 5.
Dwarf
on his
has
first hit.
hammers for hands. +4 damage on just a punch.
So 1d4 plus 4. So +4 to this roll.
You rolled
you rolled the. Wait, did you roll to attack first?
Oh, no.
You have to roll to hit first.
All right.
We'll keep the 4 if you do hit.
22.
That definitely hits. So you deal 8 damage to him. You sock him across the chin. All right, he's going to roll again. An 8, I assume, does not hit.
No.
So perhaps a little dizzy from that last punch. He swings and misses. Your turn. Roll to hit.
24.
That definitely
God.
hits again. Roll for damage.
Plus
Beating
4.
this man.
6.
Okay, so he's got 1 hit point before he taps. Gonna roll again. Nat 20. Bro, he socks you.
He's critting, bro.
He does 14 damage.
It's a 15 hit.
I think he just knocked you out there, didn't he?
Oh, damn.
He did like a jumping uppercut.
He does
The
a
dwarven hammer hand, bro.
There's
A
a-
crit
Hadouken!
and that 20 would be like a chin check, man.
Didn't he have 1 hit
he
point
gets up-
left?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he specializes
he gets
in
up
drunk
under your
food.
chin and does the Hadouken and like does a spin, like spin uppercut under your chin.
I got you.
Jumps up.
I got too confident. I let my guard down.
Oh my god, the nat 20.
Oh, man.
And he knocks you to the ground. Quite dizzy between the drinks you've had and now the vicious uppercut you just received.
Is he dizzy from the spin in the drinks? The spinning uppercut? I'm like,
for sure.
I'm like, yo, Squeeb. I'm kind of fucked up too. I'm like, yo, Squeeb, look at me. You good? I thought you had him, man.
Yeah, Ontharr also falls over after delivering that blow. Like you could just hear him giggling to himself on the ground a few feet away, just having the time of his life.
I'm like, hey, I wanted to call it a draw, but he's laughing and you're not. Look at me. You're... Come on.
What happened? I thought I had it.
Yeah. I don't know. He is some dwarven drunk foo, man. You gotta get up, man.
All right.
All right,
me a beer.
Viscera, Grallow, anything
Did
y'all
you
are
say
doing
all
while
right? Give me a beer.
all this is going?
Just watching everything going on.
Okay.
Just shaking my head is probably discussing the stuff with Grallow.
Oh yeah, you're too cool to have fun.
Is anybody inside at this point talking
You
about?
magic types got the stick up your butt or whatever, the staff in your ear, whatever.
Are any of y'all talking with Leosin or each other about the cultists, you think?
Maybe we were talking to Leosin as well. Just discussing future plans.
Okay. Jay, at the mention of cultists, do you think you're moving around the tavern, or are you just still sort of perched up in your corner?
So I'm trying to think who or what my character would know at this point in time. Because I fled Baldur's Gate. Would I have been given a name of who I'm to meet up with in this town?
No. So essentially, your lead was the Zhentarim. Upon leaving the town, you've been sort of weighing the decision on your mind, like in what you know of the Zhentarim, of them being often a ruthless but effective organization. But you were surprised to learn that there was this other person here who's sort of a leader among this group, and you thought, hey, maybe I can hide out here for a time. I'll be safe as long as I'm sort of near these people. Hearing them talk about the cultists openly was the first time you'd heard about that. So understanding that there might actually be more options out there to you other than just the Zhentarim as protection, I would gauge would pique your interest.
Okay, who mentioned the cultists?
That
was
Ontharr
the
did. He
drunk guys
acknowledged.
outside.
Yeah, Ontharr mentioned when he pointed at Squeeb and sort of their group. He's like, "Well, y'all beaten cultists. I want to get a cut of your gib," kind of thing.
Who's still left at the table? Who looks the drunkest?
The drunkest, Leosin is completely sober. Grallow, you've had what, one or two drinks? The Sarah the same.
Yeah.
Just one that Grallow
Okay.
paid for.
So they're relatively sober at their table, but Ontharr, Squeeb, and Olgierd come back inside, and they're all pretty hammered. Killcash is still at the bar as well, pretty drunk.
You set your drink down, I'm picking it up and finishing it, by the way.
I'm just gonna stay at my table.
They're sort of the group Leosin, Grallow, Viscera at their side of the table, on one table, relatively sober, and then there's
I'm
the rest
networking
over
right
by
now,
the
guys.
bar, totally hammered.
So only one person's on their own by the bar. Hammered.
Killcash was, yeah.
Okay. My character's just making a mental note of the surroundings.
Okay.
There was like a tavern map or something if we're gonna be here much longer.
You're not, don't worry.
Okay.
I mean, we can put up a map if we like. I forgot I actually think I have a recurring map for taverns. Let me check.
The mandatory tavern layout. All
Yeah,
taverns
I do,
must have
actually.
it.
How's Squeeb looking after that fight?
He's looking mostly fine. Though quite dizzy and tipsy at this point, either from that massive knockout punch or the beer, or a combination of the two.
A little nap, he's back 100%.
Yeah, if y'all want to drop your characters on here, you're more than welcome to. We'll say Leosin, that group is sort of back
Jesus
here in the
Christ.
corner. Killcash is at the bar.
I was zoomed in on the map and I just see Grallow's face spawn in.
Oh, you want us besides Leosin?
We'll say Ontharr and his group are kind of like just in the middle of the tavern. Yeah, Grallow and Leosin and Viscera would be kind of back in the corner. Oh, sorry. I keep forgetting Sab because you're not in. Are you in Roll20?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not showing you for some reason on my
I have the
screen.
character drop.
Yeah, it shows the same that she's not in here.
Well, I had the tab open from last time.
Maybe that's. I mean, you dropped your character in though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So, are you going to be with that group?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's Everick?
I'm next to Kill Cash. Get away
Oh.
from that! Get away from that ugly wench! Get your scaly ass over here!
Oh, my head.
Hey, you know what'll make you feel better?
More alcohol!
An ale.
Oh.
I'm actually just going to have him standing on a table and then pull over.
Is he dancing?
Oh, he is dancing.
Hell yeah.
He's singing some ABBA, dancing on the table.
Let's go.
Where's Fogrod?
Everick, give me some gold coin to throw at this man.
Fogrob will
Here's
say,
one.
since there's not exactly a stage in here, we'll put him.
Bro, he's straight up stomping everyone. He won the arm wrestling. He knocked out my homie.
We'll say he's performing like down here.
Bro, we're on his home. Like, we're on his home turf.
Maybe this makes more sense for my character then.
Yeah, you could be like over in this lounge. if you
Hey,
want.
could I challenge him to drink off?
Oh yeah, prime
Can I
seating.
challenge him? We're gonna slam some drinks. I bet him I can drink faster than him. I got Constitution. I'm ready.
Then Ontharr?
Yeah.
Oh, he is absolutely up for a challenge.
We gotta beat him at something tonight, guys. I'm going in. Watch this. Hey, Ontharr. I bet you I can chug down this ale faster than you can down your ale.
He says, "Oh, I'm up for a challenge."
Hell yeah. Alrighty. Somebody say go.
Constitution saving throw. You got to beat a 5. I got a 7. All right. Constitution saving throw. You got to beat a 10.
Another one? Alright.
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
We both failed, so we'll do it again.
Uh-huh.
Got to beat a 10. I got an 18. You got a 19.
19.
Got to beat a 15. I got 11.
Fuck.
So, got to beat a 15. 20. All right.
Just imagine each time you failed, you get through them.
That's gonna be me at the end of this, bro.
Ontharr is dizzily steps back from the bar and he says, I think I'm gonna need a minute. Then he goes rushing out the front door and you just hear out in front.
The life of the party has left.
At this point, you see Leosin get up and he says, "I'll go talk to Ontharr in a moment. Y'all wait here for a time. Enjoy yourselves. I'll be right back." You see him go out the front, having some terse words with his friend. As y'all proceed to have dinner at the tavern, you talk, you share some more drinks.
Yeah.
Eventually, this would be in another part of the building, but given our map, I'm just going to say they're up here. Eventually, a young man in armor similar to that of Ontharr's comes to y'all and introduces himself as Ontharr Frume Squire. He then he shows you to a private space off the tavern's common room and closes the door when he leaves. In the room is Leosin and... Oh, why am I forgetting his name? Leosin and Ontharr. And despite the many drinks that are still in the room, Ontharr has gone from his normal, friendly demeanor to a more stricter, solemn face as they both sit in the room and welcome you in. So if everybody, besides Jay, could move their character in there. Jay, what do you do seeing
I
them
am
all
sitting
be
right
escorted
beside
into
that
room?
door. And I want to see if I can listen it.
I'm like leaning on like doorway. What's up, fellas?
What are you doing listening on the door here?
What the hell are you doing? Hey, there's people closing. Get out of here.
All right. Ontharr looks up. Ontharr looks up with that serious expression that you were certainly taken aback by, not expecting. Says, "My friends, we have important business to discuss." At this point, you know almost as much as we do about it. Thanks to you, we know twice as much today as we did a 10-day ago. Something rotten is afoot. We have no formal organization to oppose these cultists. Not yet, anyway. We're working on that. And we need people like you who know how and when to fight and how and when to keep their heads down. We can't promise you anything except long days filled with danger and stress. But what could be better than that?
Hell yeah.
Leosin looks up and says, "This is an offer we are making to you all. Seeing what y'all were able to do at the hatchery, hearing what y'all were able to do in the woods of Sharp Teeth, we'd like to make an official offer to have y'all join our efforts." He said, "Allow me to introduce myself again. I'm Leosin. I represent the Harpers, and y'all are able to ask me any questions y'all would like about that. And this is Ontharr. He represents the Immortal Flame, or not the Immortal Flame. Sorry, that's a different group from Baldur's Gate 3. He represents the Order of the Gauntlet. As he said, we're working to create an alliance between us, the Emerald Enclave, as well as the Lord's Alliance. But the Lords of the Realm have been somewhat reticent to come to agreement on how we should face the cultists. For now, we're still looking to create the alliances, to form them, so we can't offer y'all much in the way of compensation. But we do offer you membership in our groups, and we hope that even just as members of the Adventurers Guild, y'all would be willing to take on this task.
Give me danger and a good cause, and I'll be there.
So they wear symbols representing who they're affiliated with.
Yeah, at the mention of Harpers, Leosin takes out that amulet that y'all noticed earlier of the harp and a crescent moon, and showing it to y'all. At this opportunity, y'all would have heard of the Harpers, but you wouldn't have known too much about them. Essentially, they're a mysterious, somewhat secretive group, though everybody's at least heard of them. They're often sort of seen as this organization dedicated to preserving lore, maintaining balance between nature and civilization, and generally defending the innocent and the good and keeping power away from the evil entities out there in the world. The Order of the Gauntlet, on the other hand, is essentially a collective of a variety of different groups of paladins who, while they share similar objectives with the Harpers, sort of in terms of maintaining peace, protecting good, smiting evil, they see it much less as of a sort of balance or of like preserving innocence. For them, it is a fight against evil that is constant and unabating. And whereas the Harpers are somewhat secretive, these paladins wear their religious symbols openly and proudly. So from this, they're both offering to let you join their organizations. They also did mention the Emerald Enclave, which only person here that probably would have heard about that is the Sarah, which the Emerald Enclave is a sort of legendary group of druids who are known for their skills in magic and their dedication to protecting the land. Do y'all see them as well now?
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
But it seems, as Leosin just indicated, they were hoping that a member of the Emerald Enclave was going to be here to introduce themselves to y'all. He says, I'll have more to discuss about that in a moment, but first I'd like to get all y'all's agreement in terms of whether or not you would be willing to assist us.
I'm down.
Definitely assist.
Yes.
Hey, Dragon Man. Join this shit right now. Come on.
Who are you talking to?
You, buddy. Come on.
Oh, okay.
We've been through some fights. You got my back, brother. I want to forget about you getting knocked out by the short guy.
When'd this guy come in here?
Who the hell?
Because he was with y'all, Fogras.
Snuck up on me. Holy shit.
I just forgot to move him over. So it sounds like everybody's in agreement that they're willing to help out.
I am.
Yeah.
Hey.
Does anybody have?
Or you step out right
Does
now.
anybody have any
Coward.
questions for the two of them about their organizations and
When do
be
we
potentially
start
interested
beating
in joining.
ass?
Are they looking for recruitment right now?
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm in.
They don't need your decision immediately, but before y'all move on to the next missions, they would like to have answers from you, whether it's a yes or a no. Leosin makes it clear that they won't take offense at a no. They're just simply
I'm gonna
offering
laugh at you.
what they think are considerable resources to your disposal if you would like to use them.
Anyone want to join them right now, or are we all thinking about it?
I'm game. Hey, I
I
want
think
to beat some cultist ass.
I think we're at least for sure a yes on assisting, but not sure on the recruitment, unless anyone else wants to
I
recruit
thought,
right now.
recruit? Wait, no, I'm assisting. Yeah, I'm on the assist party.
I
So
think I'd like to join the Harpers.
Okay. Fogrod nods his head and says, I was thinking the same thing. I've got a feeling Grunch might like the Order of the Gauntlet more, but I feel like my skills would be better served with the Harpers. He nods to Liz and he said, if you would have me, I could go into cities, perform for people, and potentially gather information. Licen's like, perfect, awesome. He reaches over to a chest behind him and pulls out an amulet. He says, "This is how we'll recognize one another." And he looks over to Grallow as well, and he says, and you would join as well."
I would if you would have me.
Of course. From what we've heard, your spell casting was critical in defeating the cultists in the hatchery. And he hands each of you an amulet with the same symbol that he has with the heart in between the crescent moon. He says, in the meantime, like I said, no need to rush to make a decision. How about we go about explaining what I think the next steps could be? Jay, at this point, are you still just eavesdropping?
I just kind of. So I did send a message.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
On the 2GM thing there.
Oh, in game.
Yeah.
Do you want me to just say it out loud?
Sure, that's fine.
So the kind of crucial piece of information that you got from Jamna earlier, well, two pieces of crucial information, is A, that there's another powerful faction in the Sword Coast that seems like they're looking to oppose the cultist, and that's the Zhentarim, which you've heard of. And B, you got that piece of information that they were expecting a major leader of the cultists to arrive in the city within a few days.
Okay. Right,
So those would both be extremely helpful pieces of information to the people in the room.
So I'm guessing during their conversation they brought up cultists and all these other factions opposing them.
Yep.
I'm going to knock on the door.
Leosin looks a little taken aback at first, and he looks to Squeeb, who's at the door, gives him a brief nod of his head to indicate that he can open it up.
Who is it?
Don't fall down.
Who is it?
Who is it?
Jay, are you still in disguise on the other side of the door?
I'm still in disguise right now.
Okay.
So I'm going to assume, did you open the door, or are you just talking through the door?
I opened it.
I'm going to...
He's looking you in the face. Who is it?
I'm going to say I am a messenger.
Burp in her face right now.
Leosin looks at you with straight eyes. He says, "Well, if you're a messenger, then you have nothing to fear from us. Feel free to take your disguise off."
What's the saying? Shoot the
I'd
messenger?
first like to enter.
He welcomes you into the room.
You can get right next to me and Dragon Man.
Just take a seat.
Oh,
Seat right
God.
over
You
here.
don't- I don't bite. I don't know
I like to
about
stay
it.
by the door.
I think Dragon Man bites.
I'll go.
Did you hear what he said about your disguise? So he did a skill check and saw through your disguise.
That's fine. I'm going to remove the
Whoa,
disguise.
guy's hat.
So in front of all of y'all,
Inflatable pants.
the person who was standing in front of you just a moment ago is now revealed to be Jay. Which go ahead and say what you're gonna say, and then I'll have you sort of introduce your character, what they look like, general stuff about your class, what you specialize in, and then maybe a fun fact or some information about your background that you'd like to share.
Oh, fun. Well, I was going to walk to the room. I was going to bring out the coin of the Zhentarim, and hopefully they would know what that is. At least some people.
Leosin immediately recognizes it.
They. This is where I basically make my decision. I will join them, the Zhentarim. Say I am a member of the Zhentarim, and I've heard what you were talking about with the cultists. See if there was any response.
Yeah, he will. Let's go ahead and do the character introduction though now, since your disguise has come down.
So, standing before you now is a 5'2", light
Short ass.
red-skinned tiefling. She has, it's a lady. She has yellow golden eyes that have a slight glow, and dark brown hair to the shoulder. And she has 2 sets of horns with the one broken. Well, one set broken / shaved. And my arms are wrapped in bandages, though they don't seem to be dirty. And I have an green cloak as well, and a nice hat now.
Is it pointy hat or is it like a wizard looking hat?
No, actually, it's not. Surprisingly, it's gonna be more like a what are they called?
Like
It's
a
like
little
one of those
beret or
French
something?
artist hats.
Like
Beret?
a beret?
A fedora.
Yeah, let's get a fedora in here. Woo!
I don't know what they're called, but those kind of hats.
Cowboy hat.
That's
That's
not a cowboy hat.
hat.
Like a
Those
golf
kinda
hat.
Are you close something?
Is that a tricorn? Huh?
I
Is
don't
No,
Chimney
that's
know.
sweeper hat.
That's what
I
you're
just
a
looked up
driving
Scottish
cap?
hat, and that's what came up as one of
You
them.
look like you drive
Oh,
a
like
taxi.
like in the Peaky Blinders.
It's a flat cap, I
Yeah.
think.
You're
I
a
think
chimney
flat cap.
sweeper.
That's right. Yeah.
Little flap cap.
Yeah, I have
Little
a
flapjack.
nice looking hat. Just big enough to cover my horns.
Nice looking hat is very subjective.
Thank you.
Awesome. Any information you wanna share about your background that you would have
What is the fucking
as you travel with the group or had drinks with them tonight, you possibly would have shared with them?
Yeah, I came from Baldur's Gate. I
fucking
Live
cast
on
vicious
this-
mockery on that hat?
I lived on the streets in Baldur's Gate, and I was taken in by one of the large families that worked or operates in Baldur's Gate, and they are not a good kind of people. So I ran away and just been doing things on my own. I stole some information from the cultists that might be of use to you guys.
And your class is
I am a rogue,
subclass.
arcane trickster.
Arcane Trickster sounds devious.
So y'all have somebody finally who's a little bit more dexterity focused rather than strength focused.
Yay.
Oh,
Uh,
you
will
meatheads.
be very helpful in terms of sneaking and doing skill checks outside of combat, as well as having some useful utility magic as well.
No,
Yeah.
no, I kind of think like Knuckle Sandwich hasn't failed me so far.
Failed you on that arm wrestling.
You're right.
Yeah. All right. So with that, you sort of show the Zhentarim coin to Leosin. He looks a bit troubled by it, honestly, and goes, "So the Zhentarim are in on this as well. What relationship do they have with the cult? Sounds at least antagonistic to some point."
They do not agree with the cult. They are against the cult. So,
Give me a persuasion check. Nice. Okay. You say that confidently enough that he takes you at your word, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is his interim agent for sure." Um,
Oh, thank goodness.
not realizing that, hey, you haven't actually officially joined yet, and even if you had, it would only be like a matter of days since you did. But he takes you at your word for it, and he sort of assumes that then is the position of the Zhentarim. He says, "Well, this is an interesting development. They're not the allies I would hope for, but allies nonetheless is a good thing." He says, "Well, then welcome. What should we call you?"
You can call me Jay.
Jay, welcome. And we hope your relationships in the Zhentarim will be of use to us eventually. He says, "For now, I think we have two paths set before us," and he lays down that map that he had put down in front of y'all before. So I'm going to flip us back to that.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Jay.
Pleasure to meet you as well.
Oh,
He points out to the map and he says, "All right, as you all know, we are now in the city of Elturel. As we mentioned, the map indicated that the cultists would be traveling to Baldur's Gate. Um, as I said before when we were in Greenest, I think if a group takes the Ontharr River down to Baldur's Gate, we should arrive at least a few days before the caravan arrives in Baldur's Gate. That should give us some time to uh, meet some merchant contacts, meet some security details, sort of winnow our way into that community to hopefully join that caravan trip further north, continue to gather information on their way to Waterdeep, and then eventually determine what move we need to make from Waterdeep, whether that be confiscating the materials or continuing to stealth and follow them from there."
Troll Hills sounds lit, by the way, guys.
Jay, you were just in Baldur's Gate.
Yes. I
Ready to
was.
go back?
Yeah. I could go back since I do know the city.
Because on the other hand, given that our member of the Emerald Enclave didn't appear here, I am somewhat concerned. We received word that their messenger had left the High Forest, but my contacts say that no person of the description that was offered of the messenger ever entered Elturel, not while we were gone, not in the past couple of days, not when he should have arrived. So what I would suggest is while one group takes the river down to Baldur's Gate, we'll have another group do another color. We'll have another group by horseback travel immediately north, take the road up past where y'all will be well ahead of the caravan, and then travel east along the river to the high forest where you can meet with the Emerald Enclave, ideally discovering what happened to the messenger along the way, and then upon arriving to the high forest, negotiating with the Emerald Enclave and securing their cooperation. Once they've accomplished that, then that group should return back along the river where they can take the river back towards the sea, should be a faster journey, and then take the road north to Waterdeep where we all reconvene. All in all, the trip from Baldur's Gate to Waterdeep by caravan we estimate will take about a month to 2 months. Taking the horses all the way up to the high forest and then to Waterdeep, depending on how long you'll take in the forest to negotiate those terms, should take about a month as well. Yeah, after explaining all this, he puts his pen down and says, "What do you all think?"
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to decide who goes where.
Sort of out of character context here. Um, both of these paths can really be whatever we want them to be, whatever y'all's group decides. It's more, I think, just the flavor of the locations and the people you're going to meet that you're going to want to get into. So the mission to Baldur's Gate, again, you're going to be kind of sneaking your way into escorting the caravan of cultists and other merchants north. So there's going to be a bit of social interaction. There's going to be a bit of sneakery going on. And then along the road, certain events and different things will happen. For the group going to the High Forest, similarly, different things are going to happen on the road on the way there. And then the meat of the content will happen once you arrive to the representatives of the Emerald Enclave, where some events will be going down, and you'll have to sort of secure cooperation of the Emerald Enclave through one means or another.
Where did Leosin and Dwarf Man, I forgot his name already. Which groups are they going to? Are they going a separate way?
They are actually heading to Candle's Keep. He explains, which is down here, because they're going down there. They need to organize the Lord's Alliance, which has still yet been has still been hesitant to sort of agree with the different factions in terms of aligning all powers of the Sword Coast against the cultist. They think with the information you provided recently, they might be able to start convincing more people to join in their efforts.
Is that where they hope to find the Emerald Enclave?
No,
Represented?
the Emerald Enclave, particularly from the Harpers organization, is known to have a circle of druids up in the High Forest.
Hmm. What do you guys want to do?
Are we deciding like who goes
Y'all
where now?
don't need to decide today immediately. As before, it's just something over the next couple days. Let's get an idea of who's going to go where. Again, since we have 7 people, it's going to be a split group, 3 and 4. But probably better than 6. At least one group has 4. I will say, in terms of story stuff, has the Sarah decided what forest she was trained in?
Yeah, I did. It's the Lurkwood.
The Lurkwood? Okay, so that's much further to the north. It could be that somebody might know your teacher um, here in the High Forest among the Emerald Enclave. So I think in terms of druidic stuff, like I think it would obviously be interesting to go interact with the Emerald Enclave. For Ray, either a return to Baldur's Gate could be interesting, but I think there's obviously present danger in that. So depending on how you think your character would think about it, you might be arguably more helpful here, but it would also be more dangerous for you personally.
Mhm.
Then Grallow, you're going to be staying behind in Elturel, right?
Yes, I'm going to help the Harpers.
Okay. Olgierd, Killcash, Squeeb. I haven't really thought with y'all's new content how to dig that in, since I'd already been planning these like next 2 chapters out. And then Ray, for your character, I think you just had some big character development, so I don't think either path is going to be particularly impactful for you, whichever you prefer.
Okay.
Well, we're going right through Dragon Spear.
Thorn was going to have some interesting information, but he left. So, did part of y'all's background have information from Dragonspear?
Yeah.
Okay, I just need to take another look at it. I could potentially add something in.
So both paths look like they're going through Dragonspear anyways.
Yeah, both paths will go through.
I'll probably go. I probably shouldn't go to Baldur's Gate since I'm not technically on the run. So well, I shouldn't go back to Baldur's Gate. Uh, the High Forest path would probably be better for me.
If we're deciding right now, I already know my path. Unless you just want us to DM you.
Up to y'all. If y'all want to, and it's truly up to y'all whether which paths you'll want to go up to. Oh wait, actually, I just realized with Grallow out, it is going to be 3 and 3, isn't it? We've got Olgierd, Kilcash, Squeeb, Jay, Ray, Thessera. Is that right?
Yeah, I think. So what would
Yeah.
Okay, with scheduling, Sony, you and Trip need to go in the same group, right?
yeah.
So I mean that's
Grallow gonna be out.
probably going to lock in our options a bit.
I guess we'll just lock it in now. If it's
Yeah.
3 and 3. So I already
Well,
decided.
we can. Why don't everybody DM me their preferences, and then we can make some more moves from there. I assume your preference is for the High Forest.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We'll figure it out. Does anybody have any more questions, either for me out of character, or for Leosin or Ontharr?
Wait, how long was I muted?
Uh,
When was the
ho-
last time you guys heard me say anything? I was talking.
I was enjoying the silence.
Probably 15 minutes ago.
Yeah. How does it work then if it's 3 and 3? What's Grallow doing? Like, how's that working out?
Grallow's going to be hanging around with the Zhentarim in Elturel and potentially traveling around some cities nearby, both gathering information for them, but I think also looking into any sources of information he can find about what happened to his family and sort of why the magic might have altered in the way it did.
Will he be joining in on sessions?
And Skeleton, that's up to you.
Probably not for a couple weeks. Hopefully I'll come back, and by the time you guys are done like a chapter or two, I'll be back.
It will largely probably depend on the pacing of the next two chapters. So that, like, this will be again where we'll go separate ways for two chapters. The difference being, I think only one of the chapters that y'all are going to be doing really has any large amount of content. Whereas before we had two chapters, both with a large amount of content. So I think, in other words, like one chapter could be 3 to 4 sessions, and then the other chapter will probably only be 1 to 2 instead of 3 to 4.
Gotcha.
So, additionally, one of the chapters y'all actually aren't going to level up for. It's the only chapter in Tyranny of Dragons that you don't level up on, unfortunately. But by the time y'all come back together, you will level up again. So everybody will be level 5, I think, by the time y'all next regroup.
Nice. Well,
All right.
what is it? So, Sony, you said the forest sounds more interesting to you, right?
Yeah.
And
Just 'cause of
Squeeb
the
has to
Emerald
be in your
Enclave.
gang. And then both Jay and Ray, both have beef in Baldur's Gate. So whoever wants to risk it for the biscuit.
I thought it was just Jay that had.
I thought he said something to Ray. Did you mean Jay when you said Ray Balls?
Maybe. I don't recall.
You did
Okay.
say, you were like, yeah, that'd be kind of dangerous for you to go there, and I was like, heard. And then you talked to like two other people, and then you're like, yeah, Ray, you just had a lot of development, so you won't have much going on. I was
Might have
like,
meant to
Well,
say Jay.
I think I may have gotten it backwards. I think Jay, it could be dangerous in Baldur's Gate.
My
But
character is going to change their name.
I was gonna say, but she also would be like the most helpful resource in the city.
That's what I was thinking.
okay,
So
yeah,
it's like a high risk, high reward kind of thing for her.
I could go either group.
Well, high risk, high
Technically.
reward sounds really fucking cool, but if you don't want to go to Baldur's Gate with me, it's on you, dog.
Hog's playing Baldur's Gate 3.
I'm playing Baldur's Gate 4.5.2.
All right. Well, if there are no other questions, I'll just message y'all about getting items in Elturel with the gold y'all spent. I know a couple of y'all already sent me messages, and then just message me about the paths y'all want to do, and we can figure out scheduling. Because I think we got to refresh on who can play when, right? And did it seem like there's a window that potentially Sab, you can play with Sony's group on Sundays?
Yeah, if we do this time, and I will make sure my alarms wake me up so I don't show up late. But yeah, I can make this work if I have to.
Okay, so potentially you could go on the High Forest route with them as well. We would just need to make sure that we can do Sunday at 12 for that. Or we can figure out the scheduling to where your group still goes on Saturday and we figure something else out.
So does one
Either
group
way,
do Saturdays and one group does Sundays?
not necessarily. That's just what we've been doing due to Sab's scheduling. But if she's able to go Sunday on 12, then the default for game times has been Sunday at 2.
Okay.
That's what I was saying. We can, once we figure out who's going where, then we can figure out about scheduling.
Yeah,
What times work
'cause
best for people.
Sundays are my free days. Saturdays I usually have something going on.
Okay, that's
It's
good to
all
know.
through June and July, and a bit ahead of time. But August I won't be here for the 3rd or 10th.
Okie dokie.
I'll try and do
That's
like
that's
calendars
fine.
and stuff to help, and we can always rearrange things.
Awesome. Sounds like a plan. Thank you everybody for playing. I will talk to you all later.